Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Now that I've unmuted my mic, you can see I'm out of practice. It's your boy, SaleenDriver, me. Welcome to what episode 108 of the longest running Wednesday afternoon live stream on all of YouTube that I know of. The show about nothing in particular. It has been a while since I've been able to do one of these. Let me just, oops, no, I wanted that muted. So, yeah, it has been a while. Hopefully, people remember who the hell I am. I think some people do. How you doing there, CJ? And the Battle Angel, the most patient woman in all of YouTube. And evidently also a woman who proves that fandom of a college football team can indeed be transmitted. I'm kidding, Battle Angel. You know I love him. And the pizza woman, my number one troll killer. So hopefully she will be on it today. Yeah, it is showtime. It actually feels pretty good to do something that I would consider to be normal. Again, it's been a long time. And Jay Shipes is calling me NASCAR driver. NASCAR is an arrangement. Stop it. Nonsense. Well, Mr. Shipes, now that Kyle Busch has been eliminated due to the incompetency of Toyota and basically Joe Gibbs Racing giving up on him because he's moving over to Richard Childress next year, NASCAR really doesn't hold a lot of interest for me right now. So just concentrate on college football. I really hate the fact that my favorite driver is going to be driving my least favorite car, Chevy Camaro. I don't think I'll be buying a lot of die-cast cars in the near future, unless they're particularly special. But, I'm a fan of the driver. I'm not a fan of the car. So, really, the car that Kyle Busch will be driving is somewhat irrelevant. The fact that it's a Camaro bothers me a little bit, but oh well. Let's see. I'm sorry I've been away for a while, with sporadic occasions where I was able to do a live stream or fit one in. But mostly I've been absent since last December. We all know why. And we all know why I can be back now. First of all, I want to thank everyone for all the well wishes and the messages and the texts and the occasional phone calls. Not all of you have my phone number, but a few of you. And all the greetings and just acknowledging the what happened on last Friday the 16th. I'll just touch on it quickly. Hey, good to see you, Steve. Good to see you, Slam. And P Digits is here. Good to see P Digits as well. I'm okay. There is a big hole in my life where my pops was. But there was not an unexpected event. Just because we expected his passing does not mean that it makes his passing any less sad or less shocking or less painful. My mom is okay. I've sort of had to force her to leave the house a few times and stop doing things in the house with respect to organizing things or gathering things up or hunting for things. But I do have to say the local Goodwill and the local Tidewell hospice store has been inundated with a lot of stuff. My father and I were different clothes sizes and shoe sizes, so pretty much I can't wear any of his clothes. So they're all being given away. They're just clothes. I have many keepsakes from him. I have lots of pictures and I have lots of memories. So that's okay. My mom is okay. She's beginning to calm down a little bit now. We have made arrangements for a memorial service. It's not going to happen until January, however. Why are we waiting so long? Well, my parents, if you Google my last name, Bash, and Google Bash and Ringling College of Art and Design, you will see a heavy connection between the two entities, my family and Ringling College. They have a pair of buildings that they endowed, and they have an art gallery. And for the past 13 years, and this January will be 14 years, they take pieces out of their private collection and they bring them to the gallery under different themes. This year's theme was actually thought up by my older daughter, Erin. She suggested, sort of half jokingly, that we should do a display of glass that has to do with circles and spheres. And my mom thought it was a great idea, and they're moving forward with that. We're going to turn this opening day, which is early January of 2023, into a celebration of my father's life, as well as a celebration of the opening. This gives people, particularly the family, an opportunity to, get calmed down, get the initial craziness out of the way, and get everyone in a good place emotionally. And it makes all his friends and former co-workers and colleagues and such, it puts them in an environment where it's a happy occasion. It's an occasion of the opening of the gallery for the 14th annual showing, which is automatically a great event. And it encourages people to celebrate my father's life rather than mourn his death. And I think that's a great idea. I sort of came up with that idea a little bit, but it was taken up and run with by other folks. And the idea of a celebration at that time makes more sense. So that's really all there is to say about that. All the rest of what's going on is basically the inside baseball stuff that I'm frankly not going to discuss here because it's, well, I love y'all, but it's not your damn business. My mom will be okay. I'll be okay. My daughters will be okay. Just it'll take me a little while to learn to concentrate on things again, because sometimes I wonder how I managed to do something because I was so distracted by what's going on. I don't know. Anyway, CJ said he lost his mom in 2019. I didn't know that, sir. I still have my mom, thank God, but losing a parent or a grandparent is just incredibly hard to do and to get over. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate that. He says, ride over to Orlando and I'll help cheer you up and take your mind off it for a while. We had a gathering of 487 people Friday at our community live adult party. Oh, I'm not ready for that, sir. K-Dog is here. I haven't seen K-Dog in one of my streams in a while. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I'm going to drop the link. Hopefully, at least Slim will stop by. You know the rules, though. Turn the camera on so I can see you're not a naked guy, jacking off or something. Thank you, Battle Angel. I appreciate that. Albert Sancho says he lost his grandma in August of 19 at 94. Last grandparent at 94. I lost my first grandparent. I lost in 1983, just before I graduated high school. That was my dad's dad, my papa. Of the four grandparents, he was the one I was closest to. It was hard to watch him go because Parkinson's just ate him up. At the end, he didn't recognize anybody. He didn't even recognize his own son or his own wife. That was really hard to do. Managed to keep all three of my remaining grandparents around until 87. The day after I graduated from the University of Florida, my Nana, my dad's mother, she had a heart condition that she hid from me for a long time. The day after I graduated, she passed away in the middle of the night. I was told it was relatively painless. Held on to my two remaining grandparents, my maternal grandparents, Grandma and Grandpa, as I called them, until 1993. They actually got to meet one time, but they did get to meet the woman who became the future ex-Mrs. Bash. And my grandma approved, which really meant a lot. But she passed away in April, and then my grandpa, who was in really bad shape, passed away in June. So I haven't had grandparents since June of 1993. And Slim keeps fading in and out. I don't know why. Was it something I said? Let's see. Anyway, that's the story of that's the story of my family. My history of relatives dying. Still have my mom, still have my daughters, and I still have that thing that lives up in Maine who I won't acknowledge. What's up, Slim?
What's going on, buddy?
What?
I said, what's going on, buddy?
No, not much. Just doing a live stream, first time in a little while, and hopefully I'll be able to do them consistently now, but, is what it is.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about your dad. I'm sorry to hear about that.
Oh, that's all right, son. I appreciate it. He passed away last Friday on the 16th at about 12:30.
Yeah, I'm still trying to catch up on everything. I was indisposed a lot of last week. I had a viral infection in my right eye that had me laid up pretty well.
Wow. You all right? I mean, did you clear up?
Yeah. I mean, it's still kind of red, but like at its worst point last week, you couldn't see any white on my eye. It was all red.
Do you know what caused it?
It's just a viral infection. How I picked it up, I don't know. But
is Vic Tube in here? Good to see you, Vic. And if anybody knows any new news on BVD, I'd appreciate if we could share it. Last I heard, pardon me. Food doesn't agree with me lately. Couldn't tell you why. Last I heard, BVD had some kind of unknown bleed, and he was being rushed into emergency surgery about this time yesterday. And I haven't heard anything since. So if anybody knows anything, I'd appreciate an update. If not, I'll try and check with Kayla or something.
Yeah, see, I hadn't heard about that either. Last time I saw him was last time him and Law Tide went live. I was picking at him.
Yeah, I missed the last one where he and Law Tide went live. I was still visiting hospice.
Yeah.
And my pop was still hanging on, so I was kind of narrow focused on my dad. Actually, the only thing I'm going to do real quick here, see if I can message Kayla, maybe get a reply before before the stream ends. Kayla, there it is. Hang on a minute. My anger typing.
I was going to make a keyboard joke, but I decided to leave it alone.
That's all right. I love my clicky board. That's what I learned to type on way back when. It was one of those IBM Model M keyboards, real heavy duty, all big metal and plastic, some bitch.
I thought you learned to type with a hammer and chisel.
No, that wasn't typing. That was writing. Moses taught me how to write.
Oh, okay.
I was learning to take dictation for him as Pharaoh was trying to kill him.
I got you.
Yeah. And you know what? You just reminded me. Your presence here just reminded me. I still haven't tried to make a hotel reservation for next year's Slob Olympics. I probably need to get on that, although I'm willing to bet that, what's that place called? Seaside Inn? I bet that place is full now. So
I would suggest calling them directly, because that's what I did.
Yeah. I'll have to give it a shot. I got their direct number, and if they say they're full, I'll just try and get with Pete and see if there's any
there are others nearby.
Yeah, I'm sure there's places nearby, but the headquarters seems to be Seaside Inn, and they just like to be there.
Yeah. Speaking of which, that's another reason I'm not caught up on everything, because we're down to nut cutting time pretty much. We got about 3 weeks.
Oh, that's right. Miss Slim Shady Canes is about ready to pop.
Oh yeah.
How's she taking it?
Well, at this point, she's just ready to get the damn thing out.
Yeah, they all are at about this point. Yeah. I remember that. Actually, it was about this point, 3 weeks before the actual due date, when my first daughter was born 3 weeks early. That was a surprise. Ha! Surprise. Your water broke. Oh, by the way, the kid's breech. Yeah, that's a problem.
Well, the first one was breech. That's why she had a C-section with her first one. But this one's turned around the right way. Right now, anyway. That can always change.
Yeah, we did a C-section on Alex also, just because, why not?
Yeah.
D4's good. Good to see D4. He's been tearing it up with these videos lately. He has.
Yeah, he has.
He got guest speakers and everything,
And then he's got terrible people on his live shows like Jordan Bowman picking against my team. The nervous.
How'd you feel about last week's game for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I had us picked to lose that
Mm. I had us winning a hell of a lot more convincingly than we did.
Well, so did I.
I've been saying all along, we didn't win. USF lost.
Yeah. I think at this point, it's safe to say that Anthony Richardson isn't anywhere near as good as people thought he was going to be.
No, that's pretty good. I called him in my video I made yesterday. I called him 2022 Trayon Harris. I don't know if anyone remembers Trayon Harris. I know Gator Nation would like to forget him, but he's a little midget of a quarterback who was basically a running back with quarterback shoulder pads. And Richardson's just a bigger version of Trayon. I mean,
yeah, I was about to say Anthony Richardson's a big guy.
Yeah, he's a big guy, thank God, but he's no quarterback.
No,
I understand that. I've been under the understanding that the reason that Richardson is playing at this point is because his backup Miller, the guy we got off of the portal, he's hurt. So there's really nothing really behind Richardson that has any playing time, and it's Miller is not ready to play. At least he wasn't the first 3 weeks. I don't know if we'll play him or not, but I don't know. I don't see Florida beating the Vols at this point.
Well, I'm not entirely sold on Tennessee yet either. I mean, yes, eye test first 3 weeks, Tennessee does look better.
Yeah, the defense looks a little suspect.
But I've seen teams that by the eye test, and Tennessee in particular, that looked better than Florida teams and still lost to Florida.
Yeah. And we were supposed to be beaten rather not maybe convincingly, but beaten nonetheless by Utah, and evidently came up with a good game plan for Utah. What happened during Kentucky and USF, I couldn't tell you. The only thing I hang my hat on with the Kentucky loss is that Kentucky didn't score an offensive touchdown in the second half. They only scored a couple of field goals, and it was that pick six from Richardson that how you doing, Nate? It was that pick six that really hurt the effort.
Well, the same thing could be said for that Miami Texas A&M game. You know, that game is a whole lot closer if it wasn't for the botched punt.
Yeah. Hey, Tiger Baskins is here. Good to see you, buddy. Oh, and the other thing that did not help us out was Vontrell Miller not playing last week. That certainly didn't help. They had a freshman calling the defensive signals.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the box score, Miami should have won that game. They had like 150 yards more of total offense. Almost double the amount of first downs, dominated time of possession. But here's what you're only going to get in. Some Miami fans won't even look at this. You look at the box score, you look at the stats, and they just see, well, Tyler Van Dyke had 20 incompletions. Okay. 2 of them were throwaways. You know, pressure's coming, just had to get rid of the ball, nowhere to go with it, get rid of it. Don't take the sack. Okay, I'll take that. And another 5 of them were just bad throws by Tyler Van Dyke. Okay, no problem.
Good to see you, Wilkie. He says Miami fans are the gift that keeps on giving.
Okay. They really, they're the migraine that keeps on giving.
Hey guys.
But that leaves the other 13 that were just straight up drop balls by the wide receivers.
Oh yeah, and CJ, I wanted to play off of something you said. You said it was the only time that you would say "Go Vols" is against Florida. Well, the only time I'll ever say "Go Canes" is against FSU. So I can I can understand the point of view. And I will be saying go Canes because as much as I dislike Miami, I absolutely positively 25 hours a day, 9 days a week hate the criminals. I've said it many times. If I knew Florida was only going to win one game all year, I want it to be the Florida State game. Thank you, Battle Angel. I appreciate you killing off the Walter Raycroft troll. Ain't got time for that shit. Nate, how you doing, man?
Doing good. How are you?
I'll be all right. All right. And I think Raj
Am I
is
lagging?
Huh? What do
Am
you
I
say?
lagging a little or no?
No, you seem to be all right. But all of a sudden your video just cut out.
He's buffering.
Yeah. Yeah, we call that Comcasting. Wilkie says App State greater than Miami. No, sir. No, sir.
Miami is 2-0 against App State. Thank you very much.
Who's Miami got this year? This week?
It's some scrub. Middle Tennessee State.
Oh, okay.
That finishes off their non-con and get into conference play a week after that.
They should do well in the ACC.
I think they will because their defense has definitely improved. And I mean, as much trouble as the wide receivers have, you know, people forget that A&M has had a top 5 defense last 4 years in a row. So I'm sure that attributed to the wide receivers having trouble. It's just A&M's defense is good.
Let me check the latest line on. I'm gonna check the line on some of the games coming up. Let's see. Looking up.
And then I'm sure, you know, big stage, hostile environment.
Let's see. Tomorrow, got 3 games tomorrow. West Virginia, Virginia Tech is the only one of any consequence, and nobody cares about that game. Virginia, Syracuse on Friday. Nevada, Air Force, Boise, UTEP.
How bad are these West Virginia fans going to be swallowing their tongue when they lose to the Hokies?
Florida is still an 11-point dog to Tennessee. According to the latest line. Oh, and Harvard plays Brown. Yes, Harvard. The Ivy League season has started. I see you, Vic. The Ivy League season has started. Harvard did beat Merrimack in their home opener.
Merrimack.
It's one AA football. Vic. I mean, you know, you're not gonna you won't hear about a lot of these teams, but Harvard plays my least favorite team in the Ivy League of all time. The training ground for all socialists and Marxists, Brown University.
That's right.
Vic, did you get a haircut?
Yeah, I got a haircut today.
Yeah, it looks good.
What do you think?
I saw you over there, slick, trying to show it off. You ain't fooling nobody.
Yeah.
Fun fact: Brown University was a school my sister went to, and she's a Marxist. So.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah. And hockey season starts up on Saturday with the preseason. My Bruins look like absolute shit and will do nothing this year.
Yeah.
There
So
you go. First.
Yes. Can I ask you something, Saleen?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. How is it possible that in 3 games Anthony Richardson has 0 touchdowns and 4 interceptions?
It's easy. He's not a quarterback.
Yeah, and he's
a running back.
And he has 5.5 yards per passing attempt. Yeah.
Again, he's not a quarterback. He's a running back.
Yeah, that's right. So he's gonna have to get a regular job after college. So.
Uh-oh.
See, I kept
Yeah,
hearing from your
Yeah, that's what I predict.
mentioned football all off season,
What's up, man?
how he had so much potential.
That was weird. I got a phone call from. Hang on.
That's what I predict. I think my mom mentioned that to Celine earlier in a comment on his video, so that we learned that Anthony Richardson is going to have to get a regular job after college. So
Well, I'm just saying, I kept hearing from the Florida fan known as Fishing Football all off season how Anthony Richardson had all this potential that he just hasn't reached yet.
yeah, they were delusional. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's what you call being delusional. Yeah.
I think somebody hacked Lou's phone.
What did Uncle Lou try
He
to call
probably
you?
butt dialed you.
Nah, somebody. I don't know. It might have been Lou just having fun with everybody. Said,
Yeah.
"I'll be over there in 10 minutes."
Really?
Come on, man. Oh well. Either that or somebody hacked his phone. One or the other. Anyway, if somebody starts shooting behind me in about 10 minutes, you'll know it was a hack job. So we had DUI knees in here, but Pizza Woman zapped him. So
Good.
Okay.
Good. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's gonna be a crazy day. I can see.
I don't feel bad. There's a whole lot of hurt feelings in the comments section of my video too. And the hurt feelings are still flooding in on a daily basis.
What is a talkie bomb or a tacky bomb? Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Where do you see that?
I see it on DUI knees. He said, "Guess that tacky bomb in my Mustang didn't work."
Hold on. I gotta undelete. I gotta view the delete message. I have no idea what that means.
Okay, Battle Angel says it's a drink.
Oh, I've never even heard of that one. Okay. Although to be fair, I've probably had a lot of drinks that I don't remember the name of.
Someone who claims to be Uncle Lou trying to call me again.
Really, how can someone claim to be Uncle Lou?
I don't know. Well, if it calls again, I'll put it on speaker and let you hear it instead of muting the microphone. So maybe that's the point. Maybe I'm supposed to do that. So, oh, there he is. Hang on.
Yeah, go ahead and answer it. Yeah.
Well, good morning.
Hello there. Can you hear me?
Huh?
Yeah. Does he ever prank call you, or does he ever prank call you, or?
I don't know, but when I answer the phone, it beeps. So I think he's using a voice box or something.
Is he prank calling you?
He's fucking with me. He's fucking.
I thought he was over that, but prank calling.
I don't know if he's gonna prank call me. At least say some fucking thing. Say some fucking thing.
Hello there. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to need to come to the studio next week to shoot the first few scenes.
First few scenes of what?
I know it's the first time you bottomed before, so we recommend douching before the shoot. Your guys are married and have kids too, so don't worry about it too much.
I won't.
I mean, doing porn might prevent you from future professions, but still, it's easy money. Hey, are you listening? We need to shoot this porno tonight.
I'm busy tonight.
Hold on, I got the wrong number written here. It's saved here as the son's number. Oh my God.
Battle Angel, would you tell the boy to stop playing with the voice box again, please? Damn. You see what I'm dealing with here? I mean, it's just ridiculous. Joey Foster. Never seen that name before. He says, well, howdy, E1. What's E1? Everyone? I don't know. Chris Thomas. Never seen that name before. I don't know. You know, maybe it's I haven't been here. I don't know. Same person. Oh, Tiger Baskin says here. Wait a minute. I'll see if I can highlight that. Said same person calls me a lot. It's wild how many people that person has tried to call. Like, dang, dude, you do the same prank every day.
See, nobody prank calls me. I'd sit there and have fun with them.
Well, he's calling again, so you know.
Apparently, he really needs to fill that spot in the cast tonight.
Battle Angel says he doesn't think it's him. So
Yeah, it says that that it's
well,
not.
then how do you get Uncle Lou's cell number?
I mean, there are apps you can use to change what number shows up, and it's not like his number is a big secret.
Yeah. Well, I think what I'm gonna do. Hang on a minute. There. I shut my phone off. Joey Foster says, howdy, Saleen doesn't spell Saleen right. First time in my room, but you know me and just don't remember Vic and Slim know me. He's got a West Virginia. He's got a West Virginia logo.
I don't know that guy. Why is he playing? No, I'm just playing. Yeah, I know Joey.
Oh. Pizza Woman says, hello, Joey. Fancy meeting you here. So.
Well, it's true that. Yeah.
And Tiger says the voice box, it just says the same thing. Well, then somebody is spoofing Uncle Lou's cell phone number. And
how would they do that? I thought it would. Okay. That it just shows up on your phone as Uncle Lou, but
they're making a different number show up for their caller ID, and he has the number they're using saved.
Right, he has the number in his contacts, but it's someone else who's calling using that number, so your phone thinks that it's
well, let me turn the phone back on and then look at the recent calls and see if okay. I'll let it boot up. Hang on. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's me. So I've never had one of those before, so I guess I'm coming up in the world or something. I don't know.
You are moving your way up.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a look.
You hope Arizona makes a bowl. Okay, cool. Well, I don't know that's I don't know. It's a long shot, but it could happen. But
no, it shows the number is Uncle Lou's mobile number. Yeah, it shows his exact number. So
that's right. The Braves lost, but we clinched a playoff berth though. So
I'm torn with, the idea that, I don't want to turn the phone off because my mom might call me. She might
Then
need me
don't.
for something, but I just,
then
turn the phone off because
don't turn the phone off. I mean, just
this is getting
just block,
boring.
just block the number. I mean,
Well, then I can't talk. Then he can't talk to me anymore. Oh. Bulldog Will. Yeah. Oh. Bulldog Will's here. Okay. The Bulldog Will. He's talking about baseball in my comments section.
we're talking about the Braves. Yeah.
It's like,
Be able
no,
to talk about that's America's pastime, Saleen.
I don't like baseball.
You don't like baseball? Okay.
Well, thanks, Battle Angel. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure it's not him. I'm sure it's just someone else using that number, or someone else, spoofing that number. So
It might be talking about, yep. CJ, Will's right. Talking about major league bitches, as I would say. That's right.
right. So I guess you don't have an MLB team. So
My problem with baseball isn't necessarily the players. My problem with baseball is umpires deciding games.
it's umpires deciding.
It seems like officials are constantly doing that lately. The past few years. I mean, talking about football, baseball, basketball. Hockey, not so much, but it's creeping in there. But everyone is you remember when instant replay was hey Ken, I see you, Ken, I see you. Good to see you, sir.
Instant replay.
When instant replay came into the NFL years and years and years ago, and everyone said it's going to slow the game down. They'll start reviewing all kinds of plays. Nobody will know what anything is anymore, and all that. And they were right. And everyone said, "Oh, it's conspiracy theories that nobody understands." Baskin's Tiger, turn your camera on. Yeah, that's you. I don't know why he puts his name backwards, but alrighty then.
Well, it's not just about just about no one knows what a catch is anymore. I think it's like people have different opinions on what a catch is. But.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't be in a semi-perfect world, and I don't think I get a lot of pushback on this point.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't have an opinion on what a catch is. You shouldn't have an opinion on what unnecessary roughness is. You shouldn't have an opinion on what a late hit is. You shouldn't have an opinion on a helmet-to-helmet hit, or whether it was. These are supposed to be the rules. The rules are rules. Rules are not opinion.
Rules are rules. That's right.
Rules should not be subjective.
Yes, but I mean, it goes back to rules are objective, but the problem is they've been subjective for how long now?
Say it again, Slim.
No, he's right. He's got a good point.
What did he say?
You can call a holding on every single snap of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of the rule. In your pocket.
Slim, I'm getting like every. You're breaking up, man. I think with the way technology is, where you've got wireless technology, and you can hook transmitters into, that don't weigh a hell of a lot onto someone. Why not put sensors into the shoulder pad or into the pad work, into the uniform? Why not have sensors on the chest and the helmet and the shoulder pads?
Yeah, we could do
and
that.
so on. So when you have some of these 50-50 calls where, it looked like it led with his shoulder, but now they're calling it helmet to helmet, and it's goofy like that. Well, the sensors should be able to transmit where the initial point of contact was. Let's say I hit someone with the shoulder into their chin, but the video looks like my helmet hit their chin first.
Yep.
But if the sensor data showed the shoulder hit first, then that's a legal hit.
That's a good point. Look, all I was going to come on here and say was about the person trying to call you. They've tried to call me a lot too, and even when you block the number, they'll call from a different number and just keep calling. And so usually I just let it keep going, and they'll just call over and over. But I guess what's crazy is, like, the person that's doing it, it's wild to me. With the time that you have in a day, they choose to make that something they do with their time.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I mean, I we do YouTube, we work, I train, I coach, I do all that. But the last thing I would do is waste time in my day to just prank call somebody. Like, that's
Well,
like
that's the whole point, though. You have things to do. These
I mean, yeah,
I'm
I'm saying that's crazy though, that somebody would not want to fill that time with something else. Like,
it's
the fact that makes somebody happy or entertain somebody is like, you have to have the IQ of a grapefruit for that to entertain you. Like, that's wild.
I always
I
looked
mean,
at it like this: if they're fucking with me, they're leaving somebody else alone.
Whoa.
there you go. There you
That's
go.
right.
I just got a message from Kayla, DVD's daughter. I messaged her, if she had any idea of an update or anything, and she says he's doing good for now. So,
Good.
Evidently, he's doing better. At least he survived the emergency surgery.
Yeah.
And now I've got 2 voicemails from that phone number that supposed to be unbelievable. But I suppose I should be flattered that I'm getting prank calls, right?
Yeah.
To the point you were making, as far as our conversation goes, let's not give them too much airtime. The point I was making was the subjectivity of it all. All right, and you were using targeting as an example. Well, here's my thing. I don't care if they lead with their helmet or not, because on every play, every running back and wide receiver leads with their helmet, but you're not throwing a targeting penalty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that not only is the targeting penalty to me perplexing in the fact that we have the pussification of the sport, but now you've got, in addition to the nonsense on the field, you now have those morons doing the color commentating, going, "Ooh, he shouldn't have done that. Ooh, that was outside."
Gary Danielson.
And that's really dumb.
Shut up, Gary.
Because look and see what defenders are doing nowadays. They're trying so hard not to have a helmet-to-helmet collision. They're completely taking their eyes off of who it is they're trying to hit, and that person is aiming for their helmet, intentionally trying to draw a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more DBs and linebackers going low. Seeing more knee injuries and more hip injuries.
Well, you are seeing more knee injuries. Tom Brady pointed that out after Chris Godwin got his ACL destroyed at the end of last year.
Really, you are seeing more knee injuries.
Well, remember, I'm not watching that garbage anymore anyway, so I'm missing.
So you don't care.
Regardless, you are seeing more knee injuries because
Okay,
people
well,
are going low.
that's what it follows. I mean, if I can't hit my opponent high, and if I try and hit him in the chest, I'm naturally going to lead with my shoulder, and my helmet might also make contact, and I break the rules that way. Then, as a DB or a linebacker, and I'm supposed to be doing my job, I'm going low.
Yeah, I've gone off on this subject several times, but I still say, to me, the easiest compromise they need to do is stop throwing people out of games for it. And I said that during the Texas A&M game. 2 Texas A&M defenders got thrown out of the game, and one of them was just incidental helmet contact. He led with his shoulder, but their helmet still collided. You're not going to remove all helmet-to-helmet contact.
See.
There's just no way possible for it to happen. So they've got to stop throwing people out of games.
Hey, thanks for stopping by, Tiger. I appreciate it.
Hey, Saleen, here's what I want to know. What is the NFL today to you? The National Felons League or the No Funds League? Which one is it?
Both.
Both.
Either one.
It's both.
Also, the National Fuck Up League too.
There you go.
But to the overall point I was making when I was cutting out there, it's just like I said, the subjectivity of how the rules are applied. Like I said, you can call holding on every single snap of the ball, but the general rule of thumb used to be, if it doesn't affect the play, keep the flag in your pocket.
Yeah.
But they pick and choose when they do that.
They do.
Okay, me and Pete got into this discussion watching a game. I think it was a Florida State player got called for a face mask penalty, D-back. But both the defensive back and the running back had a hold of each other's face masks. But when a running back does it, well, it's just stiff arm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's not penalty.
So I mean, yes, there are rules, but my whole point was there are objective rules, but they're subjectively applied.
I got you.
Yeah, that's right.
I just think they're trying to. I really believe that at some point, the overall goal is to either destroy football as we know it, or turn it into two-hand touch. I can't think of the reasoning why they're trying to take so much of the hitting out of the game, except to either fundamentally change it to where it's unwatchable and the football as a sport dies.
That's right. Well, they're trying to make it safer. So is what they what they say.
Well, that's what they claim.
About,
but
concussions and CTE.
Well, here
so.
There's a whole bunch of people that talk about making certain sports safer, but they don't apply that same logic to other sports. They don't apply that logic to a spinning heel kick to somebody's fucking temple, which is literally the hardest part of your body, and you can whip it around at 60 plus miles an hour.
Well, that's
and kick somebody's head off their shoulders.
That's MMA. That's not football.
It's sport's a sport. There's inherent risk in both.
J-Dub, I see you back there. Turn your camera on. Yeah, that's him.
And that's why I've repeated several times, this ain't ballet. This is football. Ooh. If you don't want to take the risk, don't sign up.
There you go.
And I don't think it's coming from the players at all. I think it's coming from people above them.
No. Yes, that's right.
I think, Saleen, that there's not a grand conspiracy to weaken the game. I think what has happened is that the lawyers have gotten involved.
Yeah, lawyers.
You've got CTE. You got CTE, brain damage issues. You've got millions of dollars worth of property. These players are property pieces. They are possessions, and they're worth the next amount of money. And there's liabilities involved, and I think it's all kind of creeped down from that. Because there was, when I was, and I'm old, but when I played, I never heard anything such called targeting. It was called spearing. That was the penalty. You speared a guy because you led with your head. They want you to lead with your shoulder. You know what happens when you try to make a tackle by leading with your shoulder? You miss. That's what happens. You miss. You
I know
aim your
some.
head. You aim your head squarely with the head up, not down. You're going to break your neck. But you lead with your head so that when you hit the object, you slide off, and your shoulder makes the majority of the contact. If you aim with your shoulder, your arm will be what flies into the subject, and you'll miss him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we see so many missed arm tackles, isn't it?
Right. Well, right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Roquan Smith never got a targeting penalty in college, and he made almost every tackle, so it never got a
Well, you
target.
remember that? I mean, I remember this play. It's crystallized in my head forever. It was that play in the national championship game, Florida, Oklahoma. And I think it was Major Wright. I'm about 90% sure it was Major Wright. Just took that Oklahoma receiver just as the ball arrived there on the sideline and lit him up like the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree, knocked him into the fourth row. Both players bounced up. Wright was excited. I don't think the Oklahoma receiver was particularly excited, but he did get up. And it was back to the next play.
He got there early.
No, he didn't. Slow it down, Vic. You slow the play down. You see, he timed it perfectly. He was, guys like Major Wright and guys like, all the DBs at Florida, all the DBs at Georgia, all the DBs at Louisiana State. All those guys back in the day that we love to watch them take suckers out. They would all be banned from the game now.
They would. There'd be a lot of there'd be a lot of great Miami players to be banned from the game too.
Even Michigan.
I mean, how long would Sean Taylor's career be the way he played in today's game?
About 3 minutes.
Because he'd light up anybody. He didn't care.
Couldn't survive the suspensions.
I understand the emphasis when they talk about a defenseless player, or like on turnovers or punts or kicks, where you'll see the guy will turn and take one step, and somebody's lined him up from 15 yards away, and he doesn't see the guy coming. That's when you get hurt. Is when you don't see it coming. If you see it coming, you can brace for it. I remember one of the hardest collisions I ever took in high school was by a guy that I probably weighed twice his size.
Yeah.
I never saw him. He got me completely out of nowhere and just blew the shit out of him.
Blindside hit.
Coming.
Blindside hit.
Blindside block.
Yeah, that's another one. They banned the blindside block. Man, kiss my ass.
I saw a blindside hit in a high school game, and I was like, "Oh, come on! Why are you calling penalty for that?"
And see, I get that they're trying to take all hard hits out of football. And listen, the most violent hit I have ever seen in my life wasn't even in a game. And as a matter of fact, it led to a rule. This is back when Tony Dungy was still the head coach at Tampa. He made it a rule. John Lynch and Mike Allstott were not allowed to hit each other in practice.
Yeah.
Did they not knock each
because
other?
it was such a violent collision the one time they did.
I remember when Reuben Foster hit Leonard Fournette on a kick return and almost broke him in half. But a lot of times you'll see guys survive those hits if they see it coming.
Yeah, that's why. That's why there's a saying that that says, "Keep your head up."
And no, Nate, those two didn't have a problem with each other. But
I know.
For about a 5-6 year period, John Lynch was laying the hardest hits in the NFL. And then, Mike Allstott was what Mike Allstott was, the last of the great fullbacks. That's just a massive human being coming at you.
Allstott was a grown fucking man. That man was a beast, and I wish they'd bring back Allstott-like players just so I could see Allstott-like players, knock full.
You start going down a list of Tom Rathman, Mark Van Egan of the late '70s Raiders, John Riggins, those kind of players.
Yeah, Charles Woodson.
All spot was in the realm.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
And to me, he kind of
Lynch was a big
himself.
hitter. Lynch was a big hitter. Steve Atwater, Ronnie Lott, Mel Blunt,
Charles
Chuck Cecil.
Woodson.
It used to be if you ran over the middle, that was like going out on safari. I mean, you want to run out in the middle of the open field? Well, there's lions chasing your ass. You know what I mean?
What was the old saying? If you wanted to run across the middle, you had to pay the toll, and they've taken the toll out of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I wasn't running back in high school. I didn't want to get my ass beat.
The middle of the
when I think
field
linebacker, I think guys like Jack Lambert.
Oh,
yeah, did Butkus.
What are you saying, Vic?
After the Bears, Mike Singletary.
Well, what made Butkus so devastating is that Butkus was playing at a time. He was playing at around 245, 250 pounds when that was the size of the defensive lineman. So he had linebacker speed, but he was a defensive tackle. And just, yeah.
Yeah, but
I'll tell you another one that was like that. And yeah, it's an obvious homer pick, but he was the real deal. Was Warren Sapp. He had that speed because he was a tight end in high school and switched to D tackle in college.
Yeah,
I know the best defensive lineman. I think probably I go back to thinking when I started watching football in the '70s.
Oh,
I don't know that I saw a better, more dominant defensive lineman who, from a position that's not really one that can dictate the game, but who actually did, than Reggie White. Reggie White was just devastating.
Well,
who was the defensive end? I think it was the defensive end with the gap in the tooth.
Michael Strahan.
Strahan.
Have you seen what's happened to Michael Strahan since he retired?
I mean, I know he's on Good Morning America.
Yeah,
he has turned into a grade A, class A, #1 definition of the phrase pussy.
Damn.
He has turned into a character. He was on daytime TV, replacing with what's that white chick's name? Kelly Ripa. He's hosting daytime fucking TV. This man was a killer on the NFL.
And now he's on daytime television.
Now he's watched by millions and millions of fat bonbon eaters, on Good Morning fucking America.
And he's smiling. And he smiles every time he looks at his bank account.
Yeah,
man, you would think with that bank account he could get that fucking gap in his teeth fixed.
Yeah.
Self-respect that you should have for yourself. You were a legend in the NFL. You took people out.
Sure you did, but he doesn't do that anymore.
And then what happened? He was a pussy.
Now you're talking to, Al Roker and watching amateur chefs cook shit on TV. Come on, man. Have a little respect for your legacy.
So Saleen, your favorite team when you liked the NFL, your favorite team was the Patriots, right?
Yes.
Who was your favorite player of all time?
Oh,
I mean, the obvious answer is Brady, but
anybody.
I actually really liked Steve Grogan.
Yep,
he was not the most talented quarterback that ever came down the pike, but with the skills he had, he did a lot with them and got to the Super Bowl. Of course, he got to the Super Bowl and got run over by the '85 Bears, but I mean, he was a great leader. He was modest. He went about his job professionally and did it well. And
And not only that, Saleen, that was back in the happy days when the Patriots wore the red, white, and blue uniforms, had the Minuteman with the tricorn hat snapping the ball on the side of their helmet, when they looked like the Patriots, not like some video game team.
I'm surprised that New England is still allowed to call themselves the Patriots. I think isn't that nationalism? Isn't that Orange Man bad stuff? And
I don't know.
patriarch and all that.
I thought it was like
it's not bad.
The New England Marxists or something like that.
I thought
that depends on who you ask, Vic. According to some people, it's bad.
Oh well. Then during the Revolution War, not during, but like after Revolution,
the American Revolution.
American Revolution.
Shows the
then they called them Patriots, although I don't know if it's
right.
bad. But
that's right, yeah.
But I don't know why there's an offense to some people. I know everyone's different.
Patriots. So of course the British called them rebels. But
like I said, it all depends on your perspective.
Yep.
And remember,
Vic, some of the shit I have tattooed on me, according to Wikipedia, makes me a domestic terrorist.
Like what?
Like I've got the 3%er emblem tattooed on me.
The what?
That makes me a domestic terrorist in their eyes.
The what?
3% emblem.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
according to Wikipedia, that makes me a domestic terrorist.
Oof.
Okay.
Well, you're not.
Well, I don't think so either. But I mean, whatever. I've been called worse things by better people.
I wear the Star of David every day. I wear the Star of David all the time. From the perspective of a lot of people, that makes me a Zionist or a racist. Or I'm anti-Muslim, I'm anti-Christian, I'm anti-Catholic.
Well, I thought it just meant that you. I thought it just meant. Okay. I thought it just meant.
The Illuminati or whatever.
I thought it just meant that you're Jewish.
That's what I thought too. But there is a certain percentage of people in this world that see a Star of David and see, remember. According to Uncle Lewis deemed me king of the Jews.
Yeah, well, didn't the
Jews run the world?
Yeah, didn't
that same argument can be made for a lot of different things. I mean, you go over to the eastern part of Asia, Thailand, Cambodia. A lot of countries like that. A swastika has a very different meaning than what me or you may think of it as.
Yeah, swastika was originally a religious symbol. The German Nazis corrupted it.
Yeah, so didn't the Nazis make the Jews wear the Star of David?
Yeah, a little yellow armband. That kind of thing. They made it easy for people to recognize the Juden, and then they could harass them or kill them.
Yeah, and didn't they used to? Used to make Jewish people wear red hats? There was like some country in Europe that made them like wear fezzes or whatever they call them, right?
No.
Okay.
Fezzes are a Muslim thing.
Oh, okay.
Some Muslim.
The people who lived 2 doors down from me as I grew up were the Eichelbergers. And the Eichelbergers got out of Germany. They were married. They were married young. They were married, I think, at 19 or 20. And they got out in 1934. So they were out 5 years before the war started. Now, everybody knew they were Jewish. Everybody knew they were Jewish, and and occasionally they would have a Star of David that you would see in their window. But they were Orthodox Jews. but or well, I don't know strictly Orthodox Saleen, but they were conservative Jews. They kept a kosher house. Let's put it that way. But
Well,
just
that's Orthodox.
just by looking at a Star of David, you can't tell whether somebody's a Zionist, whether they're a Reformed Jew, whether they're just you know what I mean. When I see a Star of David, I just assume
J-Dub,
that they're Jewish.
those are the subtleties that the uneducated and the Neanderthals don't get.
Right.
You know, I mean, there's all different levels of Christian. I mean, there's everything from, you know, the heavy duty Southern Baptists all the way up to the what are a couple of the more liberal groups.
I mean, the Southern Baptists really and truly aren't that bad, though.
No, they aren't. I'm just saying there's a range between. If you
like most people, and rightfully so, tend to keep more of a wary eye on the fundamentalist Muslims.
Puritan.
The fundamentalist Christians are just as bad.
Yeah, the Puritans.
I mean, there's crazies in every group. I mean, there's crazy white people, there's crazy black people, there's crazy Jews, there's crazy Christians, there's crazy Muslims, there's crazy Japanese.
There's crazy everybody. Yeah, there's crazy. There's crazy Florida fans. There's crazy Alabama fans. There's crazy Miami fans.
As we speak, there are people who are actively rooting for Auburn football. I mean, what does that tell you?
That's a big.
No matter what group of, you know, you can what group of people you talk, from sports fans to religious people to nationalities to race to whatever, there's always going to be the majority of the people will be just regular folks, and then you're going to have your kooks. So as long as we recognize that there are, you know, kooks and we can easily isolate them, there shouldn't be a problem. And you know what? From a libertarian perspective, of which I am, they have every right to be kooky as long as they don't harm or injure anyone in the process.
Yeah.
Cookie?
But they have the right to be. They have the right to hold any belief they want to. Just don't.
Oh, okay.
Well, I've said that, but there's too many people in the world today that have a problem with that.
Yeah, it's
because most people can't actually stand on principle. They really can't. No. I mean, perfect example to what Saleen is saying. And a lot of people wouldn't say this out loud, but I don't care, so I will. And as abhorrent as I'm sure everybody here finds a racist person, in the United States of America, this is a free country. You can think whatever the hell you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, you know, and an example, a living example off of that. I don't know if anyone is old enough, except maybe J-Dub and I. Mm-hmm. But there was a case way back when. As a matter of fact, if you remember the movie Blues Brothers, they made fun of it. There was a case involving a neo-Nazi group that wanted to hold a protest through the streets of Skokie, Illinois.
Yeah, what was that damn guy's name? I can't. The guy's name that led the party escapes me now, but I know you're talking about.
Yeah. They wanted this neo-Nazi group wanted to march through Skokie, Illinois, which is at the time a predominantly Jewish suburb of Chicago. I believe it's a suburb of Chicago. I'm not up on the geography.
Is it still standing though?
Now neo-Nazi belief system is abhorrent to pretty much everyone that I know, including myself. In fact, I'm proud to say I don't know any neo-Nazis. But they sued for the right to peaceably assemble and protest. And believe it or not, the ACLU intervened on their behalf, and some of their legal team was Jewish, by the way. and they won the right to march through Stokey. Now, they marched through Stokey with a ton of police presence, making sure that everyone behaved themselves, but they had the right to do it. And as much as I loathe that ideology, they do have the right to do it as long as they do it peaceably.
Wasn't that where you got that quote from the ACLU? Oh shit, what was it? I don't have to like what you say, but I'll defend to the death your right to say it.
Exactly. That's where that came from. I don't like what you have to say, but I will defend your right to the death, the right to say it.
Well, guess what?
A similar thing was the Hustler guy, Larry Flint. Nobody on his legal team liked
that was
circa 2021. The ACLU has done a 180 on that stance.
Yeah, no, that was Voltaire that said that.
Oh, was okay.
Yeah,
but still, I mean, it's not wrong. Larry Flint was a vile. I mean, of all the girly magazines at the time, not maybe Vile's a little too strong, but Hustler was the harshest of those magazines at the time, of the big ones. I mean, you could probably think of other titles were probably crazier, but of the big three, Playboy, Penthouse, Hustler, Hustler was the most filthy. But freedom of the press, freedom of speech, he had the right to produce that magazine and sell it as a legal product in the United States. Now, you may not like pornography. You may not like Larry Flint, but he has the right.
And actually, that's a common misconception. I don't know where it came from that Voltaire said that, but it wasn't Voltaire.
Oh, well, I don't know. I figured Vic Googled it, but
it's been misquoted to Voltaire a lot, and I've seen it corrected quite a few times. I don't know why it gets attributed to him. I mean, that's all before.
Well, Voltaire had two good God quotes. He said,
Hoagie, I'd be happy to drop the link to
Voltaire said, if God had not created man, man would have been compelled to create God.
No.
And he also said that he thought, Voltaire, when asked his opinion, said he thought God was a comedian playing to an audience too frightened to laugh.
I actually understand that. Hoagie, I got 6 people in here. That's my limit. But if I drop the link,
actually, I can go if you want me to.
Well, nobody else is back there but you guys, so I appreciate that. But why did Georgia Bulldog Will switch his icon to the JETS Jets?
Because he loves free fall.
Because I love suffering as a Jets fan. It's the best.
Oh, that's torture? Okay.
Well, you suffered long enough as a Georgia fan. I guess that sort of is endemic.
Well, I'm a Lions fan, so I'm more tortured.
I thought you were a Jaguars fan.
Okay, Hoagie, I see you back there.
Me?
Just hang on.
God.
You thought
well,
Nate
you're
was
a
a Jaguars fan?
So you're somewhat tortured too.
Wait, Slim, you thought Nate was
Nate said before he's a Jaguars fan.
Yes, I'll just tell the truth. I am a Jaguars fan. And
he's a two-teamer. Just embrace it, Nate.
Yes,
embrace it.
Yes,
I can't be a two-teamer. I cannot.
He's a two-teamer in the NFL and college. It is.
So that's a 4-teamer. Oh my God.
I can't be a two-teamer in NFL.
Well,
I can't be a 1-teamer in the NFL, but that's another subject. I'm a 2-teamer in college football. Florida, Harvard.
See?
Neither the twain shall meet, but I have a soft spot in my heart for Harvard because of my father.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with being a 2-teamer in my opinion.
I've been telling you that for a while, Nate, and you've been fighting it. I wasn't joking. Be a 2-teamer. Who cares?
Yeah, people
Yeah.
can talk all they want about me being two-teamer. They can't do anything about it because
You know what you do, Nate?
what?
Fuck them, feed them fish heads. That's what you do.
Hoping Harvard rolls into Rhode Island on Saturday and absolutely beats the ever-loving Marxist snot out of Brown University. I mean, just tears them a new asshole.
Which one is Which one is more of a big rivalry, Brown and Harvard or Brown and Rhode Island?
Brown doesn't have a rivalry with anyone because they suck.
Oh, wow.
Harvard's main rival is either Pennsylvania, UPenn, or Yale, depending on
Pennsylvania or UPenn. I think that's the same thing.
Well, there's kind of an informal rivalry between Harvard and Oxford as well.
Oh, kind of, yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah,
but not.
Yeah, but
speaking of Eastern Pennsylvania,
Then,
on November 19th, Lehigh and Lafayette will meet for the 158th time.
Holy!
That's the oldest football rivalry in the country.
All.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lehigh and Lafayette.
I won't be there for it on November 19th. I'll be in Clemson, South Carolina.
Oh shit!
Oh,
I want to go. I don't think I'll be able to do it this year because everything is kind of too screwed up right now.
Yeah,
but within the next year or two after this year, I would like to get up to whenever the game is actually played in Cambridge. I would like to get to a Harvard Yale game.
Yeah, I'd love to see one of those.
Is Harvard share the same stadium for Yale, or is that just the
Yale's in Connecticut?
I know, but I don't know what Harvard stadium looks like because I always thought Yale and Harvard share the same stadium because
no, they don't.
No. Okay.
No, Yale's in New Haven, Connecticut.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
now I'll be torn when I go to that game. Do I wear Harvard crimson or do I wear a Gator?
They both. I don't know.
To what game?
The Harvard
Yale.
game.
Harvard Yale. I guess you would wear either Harvard or Yale since you're going to the Harvard Yale game.
Not true.
No,
I went to a Memphis Tigers game wearing Miami gear.
Well, and who are they playing? Who was Memphis?
No one in my family went to Yale. I'm proud of that.
Okay, well, good. So good. Then wear Yale stuff then.
No, he's not a Yale fan though.
I feel like if you're going to a game, you have to wear, one team's colors, even if you're not a fan of that team. I feel it's just something that.
Well, I am a fan of Harvard, so I guess I'll wear Harvard, but I will also.
When I go to Iowa or Iowa State games to shoot, I wear a Script A hat.
Hey, Dave, can I put you?
I don't wear shirts. I don't wear shirts or sweatshirts or anything like that. I don't do that.
You want me to put in background or backroom, whatever it is?
I have Baylor at Iowa State this Saturday, and then next Saturday I have Michigan at Iowa. So I've got two good games coming up in the next 2 weeks.
2 good games. Jeff, hey, Saleen, I'm not going to be here too long, so you can let Nate back. But I just want to express condolences to you and your family.
We're still in a little bit of recovery mode from my dad's passing, but we're doing all right.
Yeah, it reminds me like my dad. I remember when the day he passed away and stuff like that. When I left home from to go home from the hospital and stuff like that, he was in a good mood, and it was about maybe 10 minutes before I got home. I got a phone call from Mom saying we lost him, and to this day I can't forgive myself for not being there to say my final goodbye. Whoever thought when I left the hospital he would actually end up passing away, but no, that's the only reason why I wanted to come in and express my condolences to you and your family.
Oh, thank you, Hoagie. I appreciate that.
All right, guys. Have a great stream.
All right, thank you, Hoagie.
Thank you.
Now Ballard is spreading misinformation in the comments. He says Sea Dog loves Bama because UGA fans don't. No, Sea Dog likes Bama because of Jahmyr Gibbs. So,
Or is he 18 teamer? Or
that's
21.
why he's going to the Bama Bandy game
Oh.
so we can watch.
I actually think
Jahmyr Gibbs.
And I actually think a 21 teamer or 18, whatever teamer is freaking insane. But
Rick Sea-Dog is going over to BDS Saturday.
Yes, he is.
That's right.
Yeah, Sea Dog, X-Wing, Ballard, and Millis Vanillas.
And Law Tide.
Where are they going?
Yeah, they're going to the Bama Bandy game.
Yeah.
So okay, hang on. Law Tide, Ballard, Sea Dog, Millis Vanillas.
Yes.
And X-Wing Sports.
Okay. I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know X-Wing was going with them too.
Yeah, that's a motley crew putting together going to the game.
Yeah.
And plus they're tailgating too.
A motley crew. Yeah.
I don't know wherever the game is. I thought the game was in Tuscaloosa.
That's right. So I guess Sea Dog
is in Tuscaloosa.
So I guess Sea Dog is the the drummer, or and then
whatever
we got,
he is.
Mom. We got and then Millis is gonna be the front man, right? And then we got Law Tide on bass, and then we got
because the other four guys, their blood is crimson. Sea Dog is just a tag along.
we got X-Wing on piano.
Man,
I wonder if Vandy will even give him a game.
Maybe in the first
chance.
quarter.
No chance. Yeah, maybe first quarter.
Or like mid fourth quarter.
I'm just hoping that Florida could keep it respectable.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, close.
I'm not as high on Tennessee as a lot of people, so I'm not just counting that one.
No, Millis can be security. Yeah.
And eating deviled eggs, whatever it is.
Yeah. No, they were hard-boiled eggs.
Would I play Madden? No, I don't play video games anymore, Chris.
They were hard-boiled eggs. Yeah.
Hardball.
I'm not sure when that.
Hardball.
I'm not sure when the Bama game is. I don't know. I'm not sure on the kickoff.
Here, I'll look.
I don't know.
Okay.
I hope they make it noon just to piss off Nick Saban.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't asked Mama Millis what was the aftermath of eating all those eggs, but
he actually didn't live with the expectations actually, or expectation, whatever it is.
No, but I'm asking about the aftermath.
I
want to know if there was. I want to know if there was hell to pay.
Nick, I am perfectly fine if that one remains in the unsolved mystery spot.
Alabama Vandy is at 7:30.
7:30 p.m. or a.m.
Favored by 41.
SEC Network, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn it, man! I wish dress.
Meanwhile, we got 3:30 game, and that means I have to watch the game with the sound off.
Oh,
because I hate Danielson.
At least you.
That's
right. There we go. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Jeff, go ahead.
I do not like Gary Danielson.
Gary Danielson.
And
who the hell is that?
To replace Lundqvist.
No, he's the guy on one of the announcers on CBS. Yeah, so Gary.
I can't
Danielson
listen to those guys, man. I can't do it.
Who?
Brad Nessler. Yeah.
I like Brad
Nessler's
Nessler.
good.
Yeah. And who?
Brad and Gary. Yeah, used to be.
Right.
Touchdown, Georgia.
we know who Vic likes. Vic is always rooting for Georgia to be on ESPN too, so Beth Mallins can call the game.
No.
Yeah.
I want a
No.
Chris Fowler calling one of our games.
I want a Gus Johnson.
Well, we did.
on
Well,
my
he
game.
called the national championship.
Yeah, I'm
talking
talking.
and the Orange Bowl. So.
Well, obviously, yeah, he always calls.
I actually
and of course he did the Georgia Clemson game last year.
I want Gus Johnson. I know he might happen, but I want Gus Johnson to commentate the national championship.
Who?
Gus Johnson
Gus Johnson.
Or what's his name?
Yeah, Gus Johnson, the guy who does the big noon. He does the big noon game on Fox with Joe Clapp.
Yeah.
Oops.
You were.
My
you
bad.
know. Okay, Mike.
Not mean to do that.
Mike Huber. I don't know who that is, but
I gotta go up against Nate and Jeff this NFL season. Maybe we'll win one and lose one. Yeah, the Lions.
Oh, you're welcome. Actually, Lions looking good so far. In my opinion.
You never know. You never know.
Oh,
maybe
sure.
maybe
yes, I never know because that actually works.
Maybe the Bears
retired this year.
The Bears retired, but what?
Mick Hubert, the voice of the Gators, he retired this year.
Oh,
maybe the Bears will give us a good game. I don't know.
Maybe the Bears will shut the hell up. Oh no, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Tom Brady's still in the NFL. Is anybody going to bet against him?
No.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
Cowboy fans, yes.
Well, Cowboy fans have lost their ever-loving minds.
Yes, exactly.
That's right.
You're full of shit.
Yeah. So, do you think that that Cooper Rush might be better than Dak or?
Where the hell did Cooper Rush play college at?
Central Michigan.
Well,
he was a Chippewa.
Yeah, Chippewa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn, you got like Fighting Illini, you got Chippewas, you got Seminoles. What else?
That's right.
Yeah, they're all offensive.
That's right. Yeah, you used to have Redskins, but
when the Steelers
now are the commies.
When the Steelers played the Patriots, Saturday,
that's better. Yeah.
Sunday at noon, there were 7 Alabama players starting in that game.
Starting or
starting?
Oh,
starting what? Starting
7.
What game? Starting what game?
7 games.
The Patriots Steelers.
Oh, nice.
So there were 7 Bama players between the two of them. Okay.
Yes.
Macaroni and cheese was one of them.
Now Bama has they've dropped off.
No
this
fucking
year.
way. Sorry.
On opening day last season, they had 73 players on NFL rosters. This year on opening day, they had 63. LSU was number 2 at 57. I don't know who number 3 was, but
I think it was Ohio State.
And then 57 between Bama and LSU, and the SEC had, of the top 10 schools that had the most players on the NFL rosters, 7 of the top 10 were SEC schools.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, tell them, Nate. Who cares? Because all that matters is who's in Canton. And the only team that's got Miami beat Canton is Notre Dame.
The whole SEC fans, the whole SEC is basically like the Dallas Cowboys organization.
What?
Yes.
What?
You heard it.
The whole SEC is like the Dallas Cowboys fan.
That doesn't make any sense, Nate.
How is that not making any sense?
Because
Nate,
the Cowboys haven't won a title since the 90s. And the SEC has won 3 3 straight national championships with 3
blah
different
blah
schools.
blah.
So
Y'all
we are
spoiled
not the Cowboys.
fucking-
I mean the
Tell him, Nate. Don't take that lip off him, Nate.
y'all just pump your chest out all
Cowboys.
fucking
Always coming
all
from.
along. SEC is basically the Dallas Cowboys organization.
How?
They act like
How?
they're freaking king of the world. They're
They
not.
get nothing more
We
than
are.
smoke
Well, the
and liquor.
SEC is king of the
Is what?
world.
Well,
king of the world.
unfortunately, it's Mike Vick. Unfortunately, it's not when Georgia's got a 90th ranked strength of schedule,
Yeah.
Okay.
and Alabama's got like the 60th ranked strength of schedule.
Okay.
So
Cool.
no, unfortunately, they're not.
Okay. Cool.
Now the SEC has a bunch of one-hit wonders.
Yes.
I'll give them that. They got a few of them.
One-hit wonders.
Yeah.
Yes. LSU, one-hit wonder. Auburn, one-hit wonder. Florida, two-hit wonder. The only
3.
consistent team is Alabama.
That's it.
There was a
That's right. Well,
decade
the
between
SEC
that first one and the second. No, I'm not saying yet that Georgia's a one-hit wonder. Only time's going to tell with that.
ACC has one-hit wonders too. Actually, Florida State was a one-hit wonder. Let's see, Clemson was a two-hit wonder, and
don't tell Pete.
So.
Well, whatever. But I'm just saying, I'm just comparing the SEC to the Dallas Cowboys. They're basically the same.
No, there's no comparison.
Tell them, Nate.
Yes.
Tell them, Nate. You ain't got to take that lip off
Yes,
him,
they
Nate.
are.
No,
Vic.
Get him, Nate.
Go after him. Go after him.
Get him, Nate.
Is the Tom Brady
No, you're not Tom
college
Brady.
football.
SEC is not Tom Brady.
The SEC is the Tom Brady of college
Go after him, Nate. Come on, Nate.
They're the Patriots / Buccaneers / Tom Brady.
Disguise. They're fucking freaking.
Tell him, Nate. He keeps up. You're gonna come over here and tip his chair over.
Whatever. You guys are so fucking spoiled. Like I said, you guys are too fucking spoiled. I repeat, you're too fucking spoiled. I know you have a lot of fake natties, including Alabama, and y'all.
Oh shit! Here we go.
All right, are you gonna? Now we gotta get Jeff in here.
Don't get Jeff involved. Don't get Jeff involved.
You guys have fucking fake natties, and most of the freaking real natties are from the fake.
Nate's on here going scorched earth. He's going after everybody. Get him, Nate.
Most of the real natties also comes from the 2014. I know it's a freaking decade ago, but y'all actually, Bama actually has like 16 fake natties. Well, no, 8, whoever it is.
Yeah, you're right about that. Well, I think it's
All
more
right. Hang on. Nate.
12.
Nate, the guy you want to ask about this is in the stream right now.
Oh boy, here we
Will,
go.
are you still with us?
You're right. I can answer that for you. Absolutely.
Will, are you still with us?
Yes, sir.
10,
Okay.
5,
Explain
11,
to Nate when
what
you walk through the football building.
Did
you not see
has 7
18 national championship rings?
Well, whatever. It's close enough.
Hey, tell him, Nate. It depends on when you walked in that building. Because if you walked in that building before 1994, no, you didn't see 18.
I walked in that building 2 months ago.
When it's 2 months ago, that's in the past.
Half the natties they have, they didn't claim before 94.
Yeah, and most of and plus most of the freaking natties, and actually, I don't know if Alabama's history, but yeah,
That's it. There you go. Show them, Will. Show them.
I can't really see the numbers because it's so freaking blind.
That's how many they claim, but
see all that?
It's colorblind color.
I mean, guess what? Miami can start claiming unclaimed ones too, and we'll have 10. So
that's right. Yeah, we could claim fake titles, and we'd have
yeah, but 7, you call it fake titles, which is not really titles.
If we claimed fake titles,
look at those rings. Look at them.
That's a woman.
No, it's not. That's
We
man.
have 7 if
Oh.
we claimed all of them.
But yeah,
Yes.
Now, I think at last count, if I'm not mistaken, there was like 12 legitimate ones for Alabama. I think is what it was.
18.
12.
Let me see.
18.
Even Alabama didn't claim them before the 90s.
Yes.
whoa, CJ, I wouldn't say that.
Alabama. Fake titles. Let's see that. Fake 90s.
Well, you gotta be a little more clear with that statement, CJ. There are plenty of people that could be misconstrued under that title.
He even got national titles in the 1920s, basically. That's pre-BCS.
Well, if you just
Well,
want to talk, if you just want to talk BCS,
No, I don't want to talk about the 20s.
Well, Nate,
saying in general.
BCS didn't start until 1998.
I know, that's why I said pre. Or whatever it is.
right? So if you want
Well,
to
you
talk about,
had an even pre before then because it really
Oh, that's true.
the AP national title started what 1950.
36.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Well,
They changed it up. They changed it up right around 1950, and I'm trying to think of what that was.
They started in 1936, and beginning in 1974, they waited until all the bowl games were played to vote for the championship. Between 1936 and 1973, the national champion was already voted on before the bowl games were played.
So you're saying
I remember that. Well, doesn't Army have like 12 national titles pre-World War I?
Yeah.
What you got, Hoagie?
Hey, hang on here. One thing I'm trying to figure out though is maybe but Jeff, you might know this a little bit more than I do. But if I'm not mistaken, didn't the UPI also declare national champions also?
UPI did for a while. The
AP?
UPI United Press International was the coaches poll for a long time, and the AP was the press writers.
Well, I mean,
I remember that
at one time there was like 6 polls that made up who was the national champion.
Right.
Yep. Because for me, the first time I
you go from 98 forward.
Sorry.
98 forward is the BCS and then the playoff, where there's actually an actual game, and the winner of that individual game is the determined national champion. There's no vote. It's here's these 2 teams, and they're going to win it. And Will got to walk down a hallway and look at 3 crystal trophies and 3 golden champagne flutes, and nobody else can come close to that.
My thing is this, Jeff. I think since the 78 season, 78, 79, and then what was it, 92? Because the other ones I don't really much know about. I just know the ones from like 78. Because did they beat Penn State in 78, or was it Notre Dame in 78 and Penn State 79?
That's when the split.
Well, a lot of those years you had multiple national titles.
Yeah, that's when the split national titles were.
And it wasn't just because one didn't play 2, but it was also a lot of times you didn't get a unanimous vote across all the polls for who the national champion was. It happened to few.
What? Bama was denied what would have been.
They split with Colorado or something.
They won in 78 and they won in 79. They would have won in 77. What happened in 77 was that Bama entered a bowl game ranked number 3, and they beat number 2. Notre Dame was number 5, and they beat number 1. So 5 beats 1, 3 beats 2, and they voted 5 the national champion.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was unanimous though, was it? Because if I'm not mistaken,
that was not split. That was it went both. They both went to Notre Dame. That's what caused all the animosity between Alabama and Notre Dame because the Bama people thought Notre Dame had ripped them off.
Because I remember reading something when Miami won their first one in '83. They were saying that was only like the third or fourth time across all 6 polls that a team had been voted unanimous national champions.
Yeah, my thing I'm trying to figure out too, Jeff, you might know this a little bit more, but wasn't it his clean sweep for Bama in 78, 79? And I don't think it was 92, was it? I thought AP and UPI declared Bama national champions both times in 78 and 79.
What about 78, 79?
Didn't declare wasn't it unanimous for Alabama both times?
Yes, 78. 78, they had one loss, and they were number 2, and they played undefeated number 1 Penn State in the Sugar Bowl. It was the only undefeated team in the country, and Bama beat them in the Sugar Bowl and won it. And then in 79, they played Arkansas, who was like number 6, and Bama was like number 1, and that was the Sugar Bowl because Arkansas was the Southwest Conference team at that time. Lou Holtz was the head coach, and Bama beat them pretty. I think it was like 24-9.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, when Bama's only lost that year to USC in 78 or in 77, when they won the national championship in 78.
Yeah, this is what Mark Rogers argues. In 78, like week 3 or week 4, USC came to Birmingham and beat Alabama. And at the end of the year, Bama had 1 loss and USC had 1 loss. And even though Bama beat the only undefeated team in the country in their bowl game, the USC people thought they should get a share of the title because they had beat Alabama head to head. But the problem
that makes sense.
The problem is that USC's loss, their loss, was to a very average Arizona State team that thumped the shit out of them. So they had a really bad loss in mid-October. USC did. And that's what dropped them behind Bama in the polls. And then as both teams kept winning through November, USC could never pass them back up, even with the head-to-head win, because their loss was so bad.
Yep. I was wondering something like that because I wish they had the formula now they did back then and stuff because Bama wouldn't have had the national team. I don't know.
Even in the BCS era, I mean, you had some controversy because I don't. To me, like one year, there's a couple years where it wasn't even close. Like obviously, 2003, USC was the best team in the country.
Yeah,
that's not even up for debate. But they didn't put them in the national title game. That's the one that led. That's the national title that led Nick Saban to go to the NFL.
Yep.
And then 2000 to me was the other one. Miami lost week. No, 2000 was Oklahoma. That was the one that Bob Stoops won.
Okay.
Miami lost week 1 to a top 10 Washington, who I think finished top 15-ish. So good loss, but that was their only loss of the year. And throughout that year, they beat number 1 Virginia Tech and number 2 Florida State. And then Florida State got put in the national title game above Miami that year.
Yep. I do got to ask you this, Jeff, before I go. If I'm not mistaken, didn't they vote the Bama Penn State Sugar Bowl in 1978 the best bowl game ever? Because they had the 4 goal line stops there.
They had the what?
No, wasn't that voted like the best bowl game of all time because they stumped that Penn State 4 times from the 1-yard line? Late in the fourth quarter there?
Right. Well, it is considered one of, I don't know that it's the greatest bowl game of all time, but it is, I would think, an average person reviewing national championship games would probably have to say that that's got to fit somewhere in the top 10. I would not argue that it's number one. I would not make that argument.
Was the 97 Sugar Bowl.
It's probably a top 10 game.
Well, and it's all going to depend on what you've seen in your lifetime too. I didn't see that game in my lifetime, but I did see the 05 game between Texas and USC, and that was an instant classic of the game.
You had a lot of future NFL players, including multiple Hall of Famers on both teams.
So now, what was the best national championship?
You had a 14-10 Alabama lead, and twice in the last 5 minutes, they made stops on Penn State. They stopped them one time at about the 8-yard line, and then they stopped them again on multiple attempts from the 1-foot line. So there were two defensive stands inside the 10-yard line in the last 5 minutes of the game, and they survived. So I don't know that that's the greatest bowl game, but I mean it would have to be on the list somewhere.
I mean, like I said, I'd have to put that Texas game up there because
Texas
USC
is
amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, Slim, another one.
And I would love to put my own team up there, but I mean that 01 Miami game, that game was over at halftime. It was 32-0.
Yeah.
Hey, that wasn't an interesting game.
Yeah,
17 Bama over Georgia. You've got a missed field goal that forces overtime. You've got a sack on Georgia. The guy comes in and makes the long field goal. Then you get the 2nd and 26. That's the only time that you had an determined in overtime.
Yeah, the 2021 national championship was the best.
No. The greatest natty game of all time was the 1997 Sugar Bowl when Bobby Bowden had his ass handed to him by Steve Spurrier, and the Gators lit up the vaunted Criminals for 52 points, won our first natty. Werfel's the Heisman winner. Steve Spurrier's carried off the field on the shoulders, and the Criminal team went home crying in their beer.
We beat the
but unlike Florida, Florida State was right back there the next year.
Hey, Slim, where would you put the 83 national championship game with Nebraska, where Nebraska went for 2 and Miami stuffed it?
It was a good game. There ain't no doubt in that. Oh,
that was good.
Slim, I would hasten to tell you that Florida knocked Florida State out of the national championship picture with what is known as the greatest game of all time in the Swamp, when Doug Johnson actually played a decent game along with Noah Brandeis.
Saleen, that doesn't change the fact that Florida State won the national title in '98. They were right back.
Okay, but they didn't win it in '97.
Wait.
No, but they played for the national title in '97, won it in '98.
No, they didn't play it in '97. Out of the game.
Or excuse me, Tennessee won it in '98. They were right back. Florida won it. Florida State won it in '99, and then they were right back in it and lost it in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a stretch there where Florida State, I think, was finished in the top 5, I think, like 6 years in a row.
15 years in a row, Bobby Bowden finished in the top 5.
That's because they cheated. We have County Sheriff's Department covering for him.
And no, I would agree with you during the Jimbo Fisher era, not during the Bobby Bowden era.
Wasn't it like 20 straight years in a row that they finished in the top 10, Florida State?
It may be. I know it was 15 years straight they finished top 5.
In the top 5, yep.
I mean, Bobby Bowden would have racked up so many national titles for Miami. It's not funny.
Yep.
Oof.
Another game I was thinking of too.
Bobby Bowden wasn't in the program for most of that.
Is where would you guys put the 99 national championship between Virginia Tech and Florida State? And would that be a top 10 game, you think?
Well, just a point of correction, that was Michael Vick versus Florida State.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That really was just that. That was Michael Vick put that team on his shoulders and almost won it.
Yep.
And in '97, in '97,
Michigan.
Florida State did not play Michigan for the title because Florida knocked them out.
That's right.
It was the '97 season that Michigan beat Florida State in the Rose Bowl. Because one of the people saying that
doesn't Michigan claim a piece of that title too?
Yeah, with Nebraska.
I think Michigan does claim a piece of that title.
Yeah.
Which one?
97.
Because Nebraska got the other
Michigan claims the '97 title.
Michigan
The
and
97,
Nebraska.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, no, Florida and Michigan both claim the '97 title.
Cool.
No.
Cool. Georgia and
Michigan,
Ohio
Nebraska.
State both
Nebraska.
claim the 42 title. So
No, Hogue. It's Florida and Michigan both claim it.
No, Florida State
No.
didn't play for the Natty. It was Michigan beating Washington.
Washington State.
Michigan,
Washington
Nebraska.
State.
Celine, we just said it was Florida and Michigan are the two claimants of the national title from that year.
No.
that's right.
It was Michigan and Nebraska.
Michigan
we had
97, 98 season.
Michigan and Nebraska.
the real champion. But
Hey, Nate's favorite teams.
Florida had two losses. They lost to LSU and who else did they lose to?
That's right. Florida was 96. I don't know why I keep thinking it's
Yeah.
97 for some reason.
Florida lost to LSU and Georgia in '97.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's right. Florida was 96.
All right.
For some reason, I just keep thinking it's 97. I don't know why.
Okay, I
Because they
thought
played
it was
97. Hey, Wilson, how long have you been a
95.
Jets fan?
Well, no,
I've been
95 was Michigan. I mean, not Michigan, but Nebraska and all Nebraska. That's quite possibly the greatest team ever assembled.
Yeah, because the 93 season, 94. Because I'm trying to remember who Florida State beat in 94 to win the national championship. Wasn't that Nebraska?
You mean what
Right.
bowl game did they win to finish number one? Okay.
Yeah, I think they beat Nebraska.
I gotta agree with Slim. I don't know on a one-off. I gotta play one game, and your team gets 1 week to prepare. My team gets 1 week to prepare. I don't know that you could put a better team on the field than '95 Nebraska.
Yeah,
I mean, I know a lot of people put 01. I know a lot of people put 01 Miami up there. I've seen them both.
Yeah.
Both of them are some hellified teams. I mean, that 01 Miami team, 11 of the 22 starters were first round draft picks.
Yeah, no, I'll take 01 Miami. Yeah.
I would hate to call that game. I really would. I mean,
2008 Gators.
stop it.
You
You sound as ridiculous as fucking Skip Bayless saying that
Yeah, I
shit.
mean, I'll take
More speed and power than
the
anyone up
21
to
dogs, but
that team went speed and burn.
That's fine. You think they could have compared to the 01 Miami speed? Hell no.
I think they could have.
Stop it.
Better
Stop it.
No.
DJ Williams and Jonathan Vilma would have knocked Tebow into oblivion.
I don't think so. No, I
Yeah,
think
they-
Tebow.
they would have.
And all you need is one safety blitz out of Ed Reed, and Tebow's not going to think about coming across that line again.
The homeless guy? Come on, man.
Okay. Fuck around and find out.
6'5", 245. You're not going to beat him like a little running back. Come on.
Okay.
Ed Reed would have bounced off of him.
Fuck around and find out.
Tebow would have.
Well, we'll never find out because, you're comparing apples and pomegranates.
Yeah, Tebow would have ran
Harvin
over
would have
Ed
run
Reed.
through that. Harvin, Demps, and Rainey would have run through that linebacker corner, that secondary like hot knife through
You're
butter.
smoking crack.
How'd you know? I turned my camera off.
because of the verbal effluvia that is spewing forth from your face hole.
Well, tomorrow I'm not going to remember any of it anyway because I'm doing everything in a daze now. So
Yeah.
speaking of that, though, I got to go.
Yeah.
Because I have to head over to taking my mom out for dinner so she doesn't have to cook tonight. So I got to wrap her up because I promised I'd be over there.
Here's my aunt.
And
Michael, I've been a Jets fan my entire life. I've seen pretty much the success and failure, all of it.
Yeah.
Hey man,
I will say this: where would you put the 87
I'm a
by your
sucking
team?
ears fan, so I've had 2 spurts of when Tampa's good.
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Hey,
So
there were a
you
lot
had
of
you had
the
two
Cleveland was the
1-1.
format in
Right.
the AFC East. So
Yeah,
we feel your pain, Will. We feel your pain. Everything goes in cycles. There's years your team is going to be really good, maybe even a champion, and there's going to be years where your team is going to, win 4 games. And
We won 4 games last year.
Yeah.
Hey, Big Dog is here. The
I
voice.
just want to beat the Patriots because I can't stand them.
Well, you probably will because Mac Jones is not looking very good, and neither is the rest of the Patriots team.
Yeah, Zach Wilson should be fine.
I'm not watching that drill, but I'm looking forward to Saturday when I can watch my 2 favorite teams play on the same day, not at the same time. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to live stream one of the games. But, I'm going to try. I don't know that I can. Depends on what's going on this weekend. This weekend's kind of busy.
Hey, Slim, how dangerous and lethal was the 87 Miami team? In your opinion?
Do what?
No, I was actually 87 Miami team that won the national championship. Dennis Erickson. Jimmy Johnson. How do you think they were or dangerous? Some guys was pretty dangerous.
Is who dangerous?
The
No, he's talking about that Jimmy Johnson team that won the national title at Miami with oh God, who was that? That was Steve Walsh was quarterback. No, Vinny was gone. Vinny and his 5 interception having ass was gone. Steve Walsh was quarterback. You still had Michael Irvin, Melvin Bratton, Lonzo Highsmith, Benny and Brian Blades.
Yep.
Great team. Gotta admit.
That really was. That was a good team.
Look, guys, I gotta wrap her up, so I'll let y'all drop off.
Take care, Saleen. Have a good one.
Thanks, Hoagie. Good to see you, Will.
Good to see you, sir. You're welcome.
All right,
Thank
boss
you.
man.
Take care.
Vic and Slim Shady, always a pleasure to have you guys on.
As always, sir.
And I'll go back to smoking crack. Yeah. I do admit, though, the 2001 Miami team was one of the great ones. I don't like Miami, but hey, I can acknowledge greatness when I see it. And I still think the 08 Gator team would have given them a good run. But Slim and I will just agree to disagree on that. And you can tell me in the comments how much of a crackhead I am. That's okay. I got to go. It was great to finally do a live stream without worrying about this thing ringing. Although I did get a ton of crank calls from, well, it looked like Uncle Lou's cell phone number, but somebody was probably spoofing it. Maybe Battle Angel can ask Lou what was going on there, or maybe find out if that was actually Lou or if somebody captured Lou's phone number. Maybe Battle Angel would like to tell Lou that maybe something's wrong with his phone number and go from there. But I do have to go. I think I will be able to do a live stream next week. So hopefully you all will come back and join me for another edition of Wednesday Afternoon Live with me, SaleenDriver. That'll be episode 109. It's not bad. They said it wouldn't last, but they were wrong. As usual, they are always wrong. As for live streaming either the Harvard game or the Gator game this Saturday, the 24th, I don't know yet. Things are very busy around here. There's a lot of things that have to be done. I'll try. I'll put something on my community tab later if I can do it. If not, enjoy the games coming up. I'll see you next week. This your boy, the SaleenDriver, out.